In the quiet town of Ravensbrook, nestled amidst the dense woods and shrouded in an eternal mist, a chilling tale unfurls. The townsfolk lived with a sense of unease, for within the shadows lurked a presence that sent shivers down even the bravest souls. The haunting legend began with the mysterious disappearance of the Miller sisters, Isabella and Eleanor. The sisters were inseparable, known for their ethereal beauty and enigmatic personalities. One fateful night, the town plunged into darkness as a thick fog enveloped Ravensbrook, swallowing everything in its path. The townsfolk whispered of Sister Death, a malevolent force said to claim the souls of those who dared to cross its path. The Miller sisters, lured by a distant, haunting melody, ventured into the heart of the forbidden forest. The townspeople, aware of the ominous aura that surrounded the woods, pleaded with them to turn back. Ignoring the warnings, Isabella and Eleanor pressed on, captivated by an otherworldly force. As the sisters delved deeper into the forest, the mist thickened, and the air grew colder. Unearthly whispers echoed through the trees, warning them of the impending doom. Still, they moved forward, compelled by an unseen hand. The haunting melody became louder, a mournful symphony that seemed to emanate from the very heart of the forest. The townsfolk, fearing the worst, organized search parties. But the mist played tricks on their senses, distorting reality and leading them astray. Meanwhile, Isabella and Eleanor stumbled upon an ancient, dilapidated mansion hidden within the woods. The mansion, with its broken windows and overgrown vines, exuded an eerie beauty that drew the sisters in like moths to a flame. Inside, they discovered a grand hall adorned with faded portraits of a family long forgotten. The haunting melody reached its crescendo, and the atmosphere thickened with an otherworldly energy. Suddenly, the portraits began to come to life, revealing the tortured souls of those who had fallen victim to Sister Death. The sisters, paralyzed with terror, witnessed the tragic stories of lost souls who had met their demise within the mansion's walls. The ghostly figures warned Isabella and Eleanor of the impending danger, pleading with them to escape before Sister Death claimed their souls. Panic-stricken, the sisters attempted to flee, but the mansion seemed to shift and morph, trapping them within its labyrinthine corridors. Each door they opened revealed a new nightmare, and the relentless melody continued to echo, driving them to the brink of insanity. As the mist outside the mansion thickened, the townspeople intensified their search. Desperation hung in the air as the sinister legend of Sister Death gripped Ravensbrook. With an icy hand, the search parties, guided by the haunting melody, finally reached the mansion. The air was heavy with foreboding as they entered, determined to rescue the Miller sisters and unravel the mystery that had plagued their town for generations. What awaited them inside was a twisted realm where reality and nightmare intertwined. The townspeople faced the malevolent force of Sister Death, a spectral entity that fed on the fear and despair of the lost souls within its grasp. The struggle between the living and the dead unfolded in a macabre dance, with the fate of Isabella and Eleanor hanging in the balance. In a climactic confrontation, the townspeople, armed with the strength of their collective will, managed to break the shackles of Sister Death's curse. The mansion crumbled, and the mist began to dissipate, revealing the moonlit night sky. Isabella and Eleanor, freed from the spectral prison, emerged from the ruins, their eyes reflecting the horrors they had witnessed. As dawn broke over Ravensbrook, the town slowly returned to normal, the fog lifting like a veil of sorrow. The tale of Sister Death became a cautionary legend, a story whispered around campfires to remind future generations of the perils that lurked in the shadows. The Miller sisters, forever changed by their harrowing ordeal, left Ravensbrook, their haunted gazes haunted by the memories of that fateful night. The town, though scarred by the encounter with Sister Death, found solace in the collective strength that had banished the malevolent force. Yet, Ravensbrook would forever bear the marks of a night when the boundary between the living and the dead blurred, leaving an indelible imprint on the fabric of the town's history. The aftermath of the encounter with Sister Death cast a lingering shadow over Ravensbrook, the town, once wrapped in an uneasy silence, now buzzed with whispered conversations and fearful glances exchanged in the marketplace. The tale of the Miller sisters' harrowing ordeal had become a cautionary legend passed down through generations, a reminder of the supernatural forces that lurked in the heart of the forbidden forest. Isabella and Eleanor, forever changed by their nightmarish experience, chose to leave Ravensbrook in search of a fresh start. The townspeople watched in somber silence as the sisters, their eyes haunted by the memories of the spectral mansion, disappeared into the horizon. The Miller house, once a place of warmth and laughter, stood abandoned, its walls echoing with the ghostly whispers of the past. In the wake of the supernatural upheaval, Ravensbrook underwent a period of healing. The townspeople, united by the shared trauma, held ceremonies to honor those lost to Sister Death. A memorial was erected in the town square, bearing the names of the souls who had fallen victim to the malevolent force. The once dreaded forest, now stripped of its sinister reputation, became a symbol of resilience and triumph over the unknown. However, the memory of Sister Death lingered in the collective consciousness of Ravensbrook. The town's folklore was enriched with new tales of ghostly encounters and unexplained phenomena. Every creaking floorboard and rustling leaf was attributed to the lingering presence of the supernatural. Some claimed to hear the faint strains of the haunting melody on particularly misty nights, a chilling reminder of the force that had tested the town's mettle. As the years passed, Ravensbrook evolved, but the scars of that fateful night remained etched in its history. The town became a magnet for those fascinated by the macabre, drawing in curious souls eager to explore the remnants of the haunted mansion. The once forbidden forest transformed into a destination for thrill-seekers, each daring to tread where Isabella and Eleanor had ventured into the unknown. Despite the passage of time, the townspeople couldn't shake the feeling that Sister Death had merely retreated into the shadows, biding its time until the veil between the living and the dead grew thin once more. A lingering unease settled over Ravensbrook, as if the town itself held its breath, awaiting the next chapter in its eerie saga. One misty evening, decades after the Miller sisters' departure, a lone figure stood at the edge of the forbidden forest. The townspeople, now seasoned in the art of cautionary storytelling, watched with a mix of curiosity and trepidation. The figure, drawn by an inexplicable force, disappeared into the woods, leaving only the haunting echoes of the melody behind. As the mist enveloped the town once more, Ravensbrook held its breath, wondering if the malevolent force that had once tested its resilience would return to claim new souls. The legend of Sister Death, it seemed, was destined to be an eternal specter woven into the very fabric of Ravensbrook's existence.